Good morning, everyone! Welcome to our first ever Good Morning Atomy. I'm Katharina from the Atomy Europe marketing team, and I'm so delighted to be your host for today. It is in the middle of summer, and many of you might have been enjoying the nice summer heat and going on vacations with your families or friends. But summer is not a time to stop and slow down if we want to reach our life goals, am I right? So that is why we wanted to give you something new, to motivate you and give you some new input while we enjoy our summer. On the program today, we are going to start with our Atomy news, which some of you might already know. Following that, we will see how to enjoy noni in various delicious ways. We will get marketing tips from Imperial Master Park Jong-soo and end with watching an episode of Mungwata together. So let's get straight to it. Welcome back to our Atomy news, where we bring you the latest updates and exciting happenings from the Atomy world. Because it has been a while since we last saw each other and a lot has happened in the meanwhile, how about we do a short recap of what we have been up to and working on. First of all, we were lucky to meet so many of our beautiful members in person due to all of our seminars. We visited 12 different cities for our one-day seminars and 2 Grand Success Academies in Germany and Romania. In total, we gathered close to 3,000 Atomians. It is so good to see the numbers of participants to grow every time we hold our seminars. And for the first time since our official branch opening Success Academy in 2023, we gathered close to 1,000 members again during our Düsseldorf Success Academy in May. It really was a grand event. Furthermore, last month we went to Bucharest and had another wonderful Success Academy. And the reason I mention it is because we are very proud to have 3 new Star Masters and our second Atomy Europe Royal Masters in our ranks. A really big applause to these grand achievements. And as our member count with higher mastership grows, we are so lucky that we can go on more amazing tours with you. So in April, we gathered 80 masters in total for a joint Sharon Rose and Star Master promotion tour and a success tour, and we went to Korea for 1 full week. We had amazing experiences visiting Busan, Korea's biggest, most southern port city, sleeping at Atomy's own Songnisan Forest Resort, where we had a surprise meeting and photo session with none other than Atomy founder Park Han-il. Our members also got the chance to get an exclusive look into Atomy Orot's Smart Farm and Research Institute, where they got to test some of Orot's newest creations. And lastly, we joined the Korea Success Academy and saw some of Seoul's nicest town spots. What I want to say is that it really was a special occasion, and I hope that these moments can give everyone the encouragement to keep going when times get rough, as the reward will surely come. It's time to wrap up my long talk on our events and tours, and I just want to give a quick reminder that you can find all information for future events on our Atomy Europe website under shop.atomy.com/EU. Just keep an eye on our pop-up banner and notice board or check our seminar calendar. Wouldn't it be sad to miss a chance to go on a success tour to Korea in November? Or miss any seminar in your city because you didn't check out our website? So please make sure to come by regularly. Another thing you might miss if you don't visit our webshop regularly are all the fantastic new products we have launched over the past weeks. From electronic beauty devices to stainless steel cookware, we had a variety of 5 new products since April and 2 more coming until the end of July. So let me give you a quick overview. Our Absolute Urban Shield Sun Cushion. That is the first one up. This handy SPF 30 cushion not only protects your skin from UV rays, but also hydrates without clogging pores, making it perfect as a makeup base. It comes in a sleek portable case, so you can easily reapply throughout the day. And with a price of just €15 for 100 gram and 9,000 PV, it's no wonder it has been popular across Europe. A definite must try if you are looking for sun protection that fits right into your daily routine. Next, I hope everyone already said hello to the Atomy Silk and Protein Hair Essence, a non-rinse protein-packed spray that breathes life into dry, damaged hair. With a powerful CMC complex, including silk proteins, peptides and amino acid, it helps repair and lock in moisture while smoothing frizz. The slightly acidic formula balances pH for healthier strand, and its light, bubbly texture absorbs without feeling greasy. All wrapped up in a soft flowery scent that's allergen-free. Now, let me introduce you to a very small but mighty product, the Atomy Lip Glow. A dual-purpose lip balm and tint that delivers a soft rose petal pink hue based on your lips' moisture and temperature. It's packed with over 50% essence-based ingredients like rosehip oil, shea butter and avocado oil, so it deeply hydrates while protecting against dryness. The formula feels smooth and non-sticky, and the handy stick format makes it perfect for reapplying anytime, anywhere. The perfect companion for any purse size. Now, who loves cooking? Certainly I do, but even if you don't, our next product will make cooking so much more fun. Meet the Atomy MediCook 4-piece set crafted from high-grade 316 stainless steel, the same metal used in medical devices, so you know it's strong, hygienic and corrosion resistant. The 5-layer and 3.5mm thick design ensures even heat distribution, and the spot-welded handles mean no hidden screws. So the set is safer, sleeker and easy to clean. Plus, it's compatible with gas, induction, oven and it is dishwasher safe. It even includes a steaming insert for extra versatility. So there really isn't any reason anymore why cooking shouldn't be fun. And the last product on my recently launched list is the very long-awaited Atomy Inner Collagen. Filled in a small vial, you can easily drink it anytime, anywhere. Our Inner Collagen has a refreshing and sweet peach flavor and is full of small molecular fish peptides, including hyaluronic acid, elastin and vitamin C, to help your skin with skin moisture, UV protection and skin elasticity, to stay young and fresh for a long time. And lastly, our Atomy Sunstick, our triple functional cosmetic with brightening benefits, wrinkle improvement and also UV protection. It has an SPF of 50, so very high protection against sun damage, and is perfect for easy reapplication during the day due to its practical stick form. No makeup smudging, no sunscreen on your hands. Just pack it, swipe it and go. Okay, now those were a lot of new product information. Make sure to go ahead and grab your products before they are sold out. Now, before we come to the near end of today's Atomy news, I want to introduce you to a new feature that has recently been integrated to our Atomy Europe shop. We have a second option for a smarter and easier registration process. As you know, we already had an easy registration process set up where each member can generate an invitation link designated to a specific Atomy ID and send this link to a new customer. This new person can then sign up via the easy registration link and be automatically registered under the attached Atomy ID of that invitation link. The pros are, close contact with new Atomians can be created, and the cons, each link can only be used twice. And now for a second, a new option, the auto sponsor invitation link. When logged into your Atomy account, you can now choose Atomy sponsor for the creation of an invitation link or generate a QR code which you can download. You then choose a standard member, the Atomy ID that people get registered under, and when confirmed, each person that registers with Atomy with that link will automatically be in the left download of that standard member. The pros are, it is easier to sign up more people under a specific person. The link or QR code can be used for more than one person, but the con is that there is no way to contact the people who signed up with the auto-sponsor invitation link. Make sure to try out both options and see what works best for your business growth. Now, before I wrap up this new section, I have one last announcement to make. We are very proud to announce that Atomy got another #1 under its hat. Atomy has been ranked for financial stability indicators of Korea's top 500 distribution companies for 2024, and in all 4 categories tested, such as cash ratio, liquidity ratio, interest coverage ratio, and debt ratio, Atomy has been ranked as the #1. Atomy really is a company you can trust and use. And with that, I hope everyone stays happy, healthy, beautiful, and takes the next step on their way to success with us. Until next time, this has been Atomy Europe News. That concludes our updates for Atomy News. It's truly impressive to see the progress and new developments within Atomy Europe. Now, let's shift our focus from news to health and well-being. Recently, I had the opportunity to explore some creative ways to enjoy our Atomy noni. And I must say, the results were both delicious and refreshing. I'm pleased to share the experience with you. So let's have a look. Hello everyone, this is Katharina from the Atomy EU branch, and I'm so happy to introduce a video for you today. Recently, we have launched our Atomy noni fermented extract on our EU shop, and I know that many of you have tried it because it has been quickly sold out. You've probably heard that noni is great for your health. With its many antioxidants and beneficial property, noni is an amazing product for fatigue recovery and to boost your immune system. But like myself, many people find it hard to enjoy the noni extract due to its unique smell and taste. But you don't have to struggle any longer, because today I'll show you how to enjoy noni in a delicious and easy way. At our office, we came up with 4 different recipes for enjoying noni in a healthy and delicious way. So let's make it together. The first recipe I want to share with you today is our Atomy Detox Water. Personally, I love a detox water in the morning on an empty stomach, as it really gets my digestive system started for the day. So for this recipe, you only need 4 ingredients. You will need about 200 to 300 milliliters of water. Of course, you will need our noni fermented extract. This time I recommend that you use about 20 milliliters of this 40 milliliter packet. So you can split it in 2 times using the noni juice a day to follow the recommended guideline of our EU, which says that you should take this about 40 milliliters a day. So the first dose comes in our detox water. Next, you will need some lemon, which will give this a very good freshness and makes this detox and your body digestive system moving. And for some extra sweetness, you can use any honey you like. So let's get started with our recipe. Of course, we first take our water. I have already prepared the 20 milliliters of our noni extract. So I would just pour this in here. You can also You can already see the color changing very nicely. Next, you can take the lemon. This time I would just squeeze a fourth of a lemon into the water. Of course, you can also just put some slice directly inside. And I will take my honey and just put pretty much as little or as much as you want to inside here. Next, you just take a spoon, stir everything very well. Of course, this might be a little easier with a little spoon, but this works just fine. You can see the honey sometimes takes a little time to dissolve. I would just take it out now. And already we have our delicious Atomy detox water ready. So let's get ahead and try this. Already I can smell more of the sweetness of the honey and the sourness of the lemon rather than the quite strong noni smell. So I will try. This is actually really delicious. I myself am quite sensitive to the strong noni taste, but I would absolutely drink this every day. So go ahead and try this. Cheers! The second recipe I want to share with you is our Atomy banana noni smoothie. For this recipe, you just need 3 simple ingredients. First, of course, you need our noni extract. We will take, again, 20 milliliters. You will need about 200 milliliters of almond milk or any milk of your choice. And for the third ingredient, of course, we will need our bananas. So let's get started with making our noni banana smoothie. First, what you're gonna take is, of course, something where you can put your ingredients in to blend them up. You take your banana and you just peel it. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, but don't you worry. And usually I like to cut it up. Let's take this. I like to cut it up in a few pieces. And it doesn't really matter if they have some bad spots because it gets blended up anyways. I just put about this much inside. Then next I will take my noni extract. Again, I have 20 milliliters prepared prior to this. I can just put it inside as well. And next we have our almond milk right here. You put it inside. If you like a little bit thicker consistency, you take more. If you like it a little bit thinner, you take less of it. So now that you have everything inside, you make sure that the lid is firmly on top. I like to blend it normally about 20 to 30 seconds. So you put it on top of the blender. You can, of course, check the consistency while you're doing this. So let's get started with blending. I would say it's ready. So you take your glass, take it off, and let's first see how it smells again. You know, I'm very sensitive to the smell. Let's pour it in here. Very great consistency, just how I like it. Smell test. Smells just like banana. And now let's taste it. It's very good. You really don't smell or taste the noni inside at all. So I can just recommend it for the extra energy boost throughout the day. Let's try it together next time. Cheers! The third recipe I want to share with you today is one based on yogurt. It's a really great snack for your gut health and your skin health. due to the lactobacilli inside of the yogurt. You need 5 simple ingredients this time, so a little bit more. Of course, as always, we're gonna use 20 milliliters of our Atomy noni extract. Then next, very important, our yogurt. This time I'm using Greek yogurt, but you can use any type you want. I will have some granola inside, some berries for the vitamins, and for the extra sweetness, again, you can use some honey. This is really easy, so let's get right to it. First, I'm gonna take my yogurt, and the thing I'm gonna do is I will put in the noni extract and some honey. This is about half of a tablespoon of honey inside. And the first thing I will do is I will carefully mix this up, and then you will see that the noni juice will kind of incorporate with the yogurt together. I can just put this aside for now. So right now you just have the mixture of the yogurt together with the honey and our noni juice, and to top it up a little bit, put some crunch inside, I will use some granola and some very delicious blueberries. For my part, I really love blueberries. Great snack. So this is it. You can put as little or as much as you want. You can mix it up a little bit further, and then let's get straight to the taste test. I will use quite a big spoon because it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. Perfect. One of my favorite things ever, especially again after a workout or just as a dessert in the evening. So I hope you enjoy. The fourth and last recipe I want to share with you today is a noni salad dressing. You might not know it, but noni actually pairs so well with salads. So let's make a simple dressing together. You have, of course, your salad. I already prepared it with some blueberries for that extra fresh kick. You will use some lemon, some noni, as always, and then I have prepared some extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, and again some honey for the sweetness. So, well, how do you do a dressing, you might ask? First, I would recommend you take your olive oil, very fresh bottle. I will not use a spoon, I will just go by it. Use a little bit. This might last for more than one portion of salad. I will put some salt, just a little bit, some pepper. Then next I will take my noni juice. You can take as much as you want. So now that I poured a little bit of our noni inside, I think it kind of looks like normal vinegar. I will put some lemon, just squeeze it a good bit. And the last thing that's missing, just our honey again for that little sweetness. I'm not gonna use much, just a little bit. And I will use my fork to mix everything up very well. It's always a little hard to make the olive oil bind with everything, but I think this works just fine. So now that everything is mixed, I will take my salad my spoon, and you can just drizzle it on top. It has a really nice consistency. And just like this, you have your perfect salad with a noni dressing. So let's go ahead and for the last time of the day, try this as well. I will take some salad, this little blueberry, and I can definitely recommend. Again, you don't taste the noni at all. And this is, I would say, the perfect end for a day. So I hope you enjoy the last recipe as well. This is all for today from my side. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you will try out all of the recipes at home. Until next time, take care, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye bye! But wait, 1 second. There's something more I want to tell you. Some special tips for our Atomians. If you stayed until now, listen carefully. Noni's effects can vary depending on when you take it during the day. On an empty stomach in the morning, it helps detox and it can help your digestion. Taking it before meals promotes your metabolism and could support weight loss. Post-exercise, it helps with recovery and inflammation. At night, it helps reduce stress and improves your sleep. Also, combining it with the right ingredients can enhance its benefits. For example, mixing noni with ginger and honey boosts immunity. With yogurt or kefir, it improves gut health. Paired with vitamin C fruits like oranges or berries, it increases antioxidant effects. And with green tea, it helps relieve stress and boost your metabolism. So, take this as you like. I hope this helps. Now for real, bye bye! I hope you found those noni recipes as enjoyable and inspiring as I did while preparing and tasting them. So let us now turn to a very special part of our program. It is my great honor to introduce Imperial Master Park Jung-soo, who will be sharing her valuable insights and marketing strategies that have guided her on her remarkable journey within Atomy. So let's hear her story.
Hello everyone, I'm Imperial Master Park Jung-soo. It's a real pleasure to meet you all. Well, I believe the most truly rewarding aspect of engaging in this particular business has been precisely this. You see, the people who started with us from the very beginning, they truly began with absolutely nothing. But seeing those people and how their lives have transformed and changed over time, those moments have been incredibly rewarding for me, I think. Witnessing individuals who once faced immense hardships achieve success through Atomy and observing them actually generating a substantial income. Those are truly the moments when we realize that this is a venture where we can all prosper collectively, isn't it? It's not merely about my personal success, but a venture where we all achieve success collaboratively, and that has been profoundly gratifying. When it came to introducing the products, I was incredibly confident in them, so that wasn't particularly challenging. However, to attend the necessary seminars, I had to leave my children at home, and sometimes those seminars were even overnight. And so, having to leave my children behind in order to pursue and advance this business, I truly believe that was one of the most challenging obstacles I had to overcome. Yes, indeed it was. People often ask me, Imperial Master, have you ever felt like giving up on your business? Did you never experience a slump or a period of burnout? And I would respond, well, I think that was the case for us. We didn't even have time to experience anything like a slump. We didn't even have that kind of breathing room. I think that a slump or burnout only happens to people who have the luxury of time. I was truly so incredibly hectic. I was constantly occupied with the business, so the idea of experiencing a slump or any thoughts of giving up never even occurred to me. My primary objective from the very beginning was to achieve the rank of Royal Master, and I was fully committed to that goal. Until I reached the Royal Master level, the idea of quitting had never even occurred to me. Additionally, I was determined to stay with the chairman until the very end, even if it meant the company's downfall, so the thought of abandoning my work never entered my mind. So, was it because we were struggling so much? Perhaps it was due to the immense difficulties we faced, but we truly just kept moving forward without any time to ever experience what people call a slump. So, after I made the firm decision to do Atomy, I really never once considered anything else, or even thought about trying something different. That's why people frequently ask me, "You've never wanted to give up or quit?" So I've never once thought about giving up or quitting this business. When I expressed that sentiment, they were truly surprised and amazed. For those individuals, it might be difficult to grasp, but I firmly believe that the extent of one's commitment and resolution when embarking on this business greatly influences the ultimate outcome from the very start. If you don't make a firm decision at the beginning, your heart will waver, and you might experience feelings of uncertainty. However, I made my decision, and for me, there was nothing else I could do, nor did I have any other options. Because I had already made that firm decision to succeed to the very end with this, there were no other paths for me. For those who are currently experiencing a slump, this is what I always tell my partners. I strongly encourage them to frequently share meals. Just get together with others. Just meet with them. Go out and at least have a meal together. As you share a meal, that individual will naturally begin to open up and work through their thoughts by sharing their own story. When you listen to them, they tend to open up and share their own stories, and by speaking out loud and discussing things, they are able to find their own solutions and answers. So, more often than not, I find the answers myself, rather than having someone else provide them. Ultimately, the solution lies within me, and that's what I truly believe. The role a sponsor can truly fulfill is ultimately to meet with that individual and genuinely listen to their story. That's essentially what it comes down to. Now, if we turn our attention back to oneself, assuming that's the sponsor's function, then when I reflect on my own situation, I realize that ultimately, I myself must. You know, by reading books, or for instance, in the case of Atomy, by attending seminars. Through these methods, you gradually uncover the answers to where you might have gone wrong. But, we often emphasize setting clear goals and making firm commitments as part of the 8 steps to success. They say that with clear goals and commitment, you've already achieved 90% of success. All the rest is truthfully just a method of how we accomplish the work. The most important thing is whether you have made that firm decision for yourself. For those who have reached that point, the how-to part of the work actually comes naturally. The Atomy business isn't inherently hard, so it's quite achievable. However, many individuals struggle to conquer their own limitations and inner challenges. Given my experience running a skincare shop, I actually knew quite a bit more about cosmetics than most. Therefore, I truly had tremendous confidence in the cosmetics. And when I had others consistently apply it as directed, their skin became hydrated and noticeably clearer after approximately 3 months. That was the impression I got. So I was confident about the cosmetics, but I didn't start this business with the thought of seeing it through to the end. It was just that the cosmetics were good. My initial thought was to make money even if I sold these cosmetics myself. Because I didn't truly have the belief that this company would endure until the very end, I figured I could always quit at any time, or that the company might simply cease to exist. However, as I began to observe the chairman more closely, I believe I truly came to feel the genuine sincerity of his heart. The way he thought about the business partners was so warm-hearted. When I meet people, I'm the type to suggest, let's grab a bite to eat, and I often pay for their meals. That's how I find myself becoming closer to them, you know? However, since our business partners traveled long distances and endured hardships to attend the seminars, the chairman at that time would personally bring rice cakes and bread for those who came from afar and might not have had a chance to eat. That's right, he would bring it himself. So those kinds of gestures were truly moving and inspiring. And another time, one of our partners was sick and hospitalized, and I heard the chairman paid for the hospital bill. Honestly, the company and the partners were not exactly employees, so the chairman didn't necessarily have to do all that for us. But seeing him tend to those things at that time, I believe I truly felt his genuine heart. So I thought I'd like to work with someone like that. So then I thought to myself, I must truly try to stick with him, even if it means staying with this company until it ultimately goes out of business. So initially there was a certain fear that the company might disappear at any moment as it had no capital or assets. It felt like it could cease to exist at any time. But then I began to notice the chairman's particular way of operating and how he handled things. That sincerity is what ultimately made me commit. Let's see it through to the end. Let's stick with this company until the day it fails. I think that's what I thought. I genuinely hope that you thoroughly explore and understand this company. Understand what kind of company Atomy truly is. Are the products genuinely good and affordable? Is the CEO's philosophy truly sound? And is our company's compensation plan truly reasonable? I hope you'll take the time to study all of these aspects very thoroughly. Once you've studied it enough for yourself, you'll think, wow, with a company like this, I can work with my head held high, no matter what anyone says. I want you to start this business with that kind of conviction. Please don't just proceed because your sponsor suggests it, or simply because someone else tells you to give it a try. You need to look into it properly, and I believe the very first thing to check is the product. Is the product quality truly excellent, and is its price not too high for that quality? Once I was thoroughly certain of those things, I had an unwavering conviction in it, no matter what anyone else might have said. Also, when you consider the chairman's mindset, you will surely feel that this company is poised for stable and long-term growth. Furthermore, the fact that we have expanded globally to 27 countries truly demonstrates that this is a sound and reliable company. Otherwise, it would be impossible to enter so many markets. So what's the actual reason we've been able to expand globally? Ultimately, I genuinely believe it all comes down to the product quality. So, if I possess a thorough and accurate understanding of this company, then no matter how vehemently others may criticize it or attack it as a mere multi-level marketing scheme, the company I have meticulously researched and verified will always stand firm and proud. First of all, what we need to understand is the nature of this business. I want you to first understand this isn't a solo business, it's a teamwork business you do together. Well, to really come together and form a cohesive team, the absolute most crucial element, in fact, turns out to be trust. Ultimately, if you aren't able to establish trust with those around you, teamwork simply won't materialize. And without effective teamwork, achieving success in this business endeavors becomes exceptionally challenging, if not nearly impossible. So for me, when it comes to trust within Atomy, there's a saying about duplication in the 8 steps to success. However, I truly believe that this very concept of duplication ultimately reflects who I am and my actions. The kind of example I set for my partners determines the trust that is built up through that very process. Therefore, one of the most vital things for building trust in Atomy is for me to first set a good example. I do this by consistently joining all the different systems and seminars Atomy provides, by always being present. That act of always being together and participating is extremely important. If I'm able to gather, even if I acquire just one partner, it means I absolutely must meet and collaborate with that single individual. If I get 2, I meet with 2, and if I get 3, I meet with 3. I realized I shouldn't be lazy about getting together. And if they're far away, the people in that area should still gather together within our line once a week. And for instance, if I happen to be in a different area, I need to make the effort to travel to that location and bring together all the individuals located there. So through this method of coming together and by cultivating such strong teamwork, and with me proactively engaging in the field and consistently meeting with our partners, I'm essentially assisting them in discovering and building their own valuable network of connections. Yes, their network. Because ultimately the people whom I know are quite limited, aren't they? So with the contact list of your partners, you say, let's go meet them together to find out who seems to be a good fit and have a conversation with them. And continuing to find those connections and building down through them, that's incredibly important. So somehow, the initial step involves distributing our products to everyone I know, encouraging them to try and use them, and then inviting them to seminars where they can transition into becoming business owners. This constitutes our fundamental process. However, some individuals are reluctant to engage in this process, and thus they often try to steer clear of it. But in the end, we absolutely have to go through that process. And when you're pursuing a higher rank, once I achieve the sales master position, I must diligently assess both my left and right lines to identify the individual who is demonstrating the most dedication and effort. There are always certain people I truly wish would achieve great success. I need to identify and select those individuals first. I select someone to become a sales master. And when that person also becomes a sales master this time, to strengthen the right line, I select a new person and help them become a sales master. As I continue this process balancing both left and right sides, the business grows and income starts to increase. That's when it truly becomes enjoyable. While building the business, you might also face this kind of situation. They say, one side's massive, the other isn't growing. But in fact, that's a blessing. If one side's thriving, you only have to focus on the other, don't you think? Since that's a blessing, you should think of it as one, but people get stressed saying only one side is working and the other isn't. Then what about the person who has to build both lines from scratch? So instead, you should feel truly happy and grateful that one side is thriving and simply think, I'll just diligently search and build up my other side. One of the mistakes we make is related to the main and minor lines. Sometimes people just completely neglect their main line. But if you just completely disregard it, what happens later? For example, if I'm a diamond master right now and there are 2 sales masters came from a line and you think this line is the main line. Then later, when you try to challenge to become Sharon Master, it often happens that no emerges from the line which you thought that it is a main line. So I sometimes ask the definition of main line and how far do you want to go in terms of rank, and most of them who get my questions reply that they aspire to become an Imperial Master. Then I said to them, if you aim to reach the Imperial Master rank, your major line is essentially identified as the one where 2 Crown Masters have emerged from within it. You see, that's what makes it your major line. If you don't have 2 Crown Masters in each line, it is indeed correct to always keep an eye on both your left and right lines. Then people ask how they should support both the left and right lines, the support for both lines. Ultimately, for the left side, which you perceive as your main strong line, I instruct them to provide active physical support. This is for the main line. Go there and give lectures, provide consultations, and if there's anything I can do to help, I'll actively work for them. Provide this kind of hands-on support. For the minor line, you have to do everything. You give hands-on support, support them with PV, and if finances are tight, support their expenses. Support for the minor line involves all of these things happening together. That's what I tell them. So ultimately, I'm the one who establishes and maintains the initial balance for this business venture. It's not that someone else balances it for you. Rather, I believe you progress by balancing both the left and right lines yourself. As a founding member, you see, I've had to manage both sides from the very beginning. And as I continued working, since I started in Ixan, that side initially became my main line. So I focused on the minor line, and then this minor line became the main line. But then the other side became too small again, so I went back to the minor line, I worked hard there, and this side became the main line again. So I returned to the other side, and now I'm working on this side again. So I constantly assess the balance of my lines moving between my left and right. Yet, just because one is my major line doesn't mean I neglect it. Instead, as I mentioned earlier, I'm still actively engaged in giving lectures and providing consultation to the people within that particular line. Even now, in my major leg, there are actually several Imperial Masters who have emerged. While my minor line has about 3 Imperial Masters, this side has quite a few. But even so, many successful people from my main line still come to me for consultation and guidance. And I still do everything, including consulting with them. Therefore, I truly believe it's far better and more effective for you to personally take charge and meticulously maintain the balance of your left and right business lines as you proceed. It's not always beneficial for one line to simply grow without limits. In fact, I find that actively balancing both my left and right sides significantly enhances the relationships I have with my business partners. In a way, I was the very first person to reach the Royal Master level. I was the first Royal Master, the first Crown Master, and the first Imperial Master, and one reason I could do that is because I'm close with both my left and right lines. Going back and forth between lines, I've built relationships with all business owners. So when I was trying to move up in rank, all of them cooperated with me. So I believe that was actually the very reason I was able to move forward so fast. So right from the start, I considered this entire endeavor to be a proper business. So since I see this as a real business, of course I'm the CEO and the boss. So of course I believed it was only natural for me to manage how the business would be run, because ultimately it's my responsibility. So even though there are sponsors above you, you are in fact the chief executive officer of your own enterprise. I may not be paying my partners a monthly salary, but I'm still the one leading as the CEO. That's precisely why one aspect that convinced me this business was genuinely enjoyable, exhilarating, and accessible to everyone was the unique characteristic of not paying out salaries. I found that to be incredibly appealing and beneficial. However, even though they don't receive a salary here, everyone genuinely works so diligently as if it's their very own business, don't you think? For me, that seemed remarkably effortless. There's no reason for this business to ever go bankrupt because we don't have to pay out salaries. That's why I truly felt I could continue to keep going. All I had to do was simply endure, right? If I can just endure, I can continue this work. And ultimately, we frequently discuss stories of finding pearls, don't we? But people fail because they abandon the search for these pearls. If you persist until you uncover one, won't you certainly succeed? You will, as long as you keep going until you find it, definitely. However, that pearl is truly found only when I do it consistently, passionately, and with integrity. In the end, if I'm not sincere and hardworking, they just won't appear. I honestly felt that getting involved with Atomy business was truly a great opportunity for me. I truly couldn't have achieved success on my own. This business became successful precisely because we all collaborated and worked together as a team. I still genuinely believe that collaborative spirit and teamwork remain a significant advantage. No matter what sort of business you may be engaged in, I genuinely believe that no other endeavor offers the same level of benefits and advantages as Atomy. Therefore, please don't solely focus on your present circumstances. I genuinely hope that you will be able to see the great potential in so many people. I genuinely hope that you will all truly believe that those people will be there to help you and that together you absolutely can achieve great success. Thank you very much.
A heartfelt thank you to Imperial Master Park Jung-soo for those insightful words and practical advice. It's always invaluable to learn from the experiences of our leaders. To conclude our program on a lighter note and more relaxing tone, let us now enjoy an episode of Mungvata together. I invite you to sit back and immerse yourself in today's message of our Atomy founder, Park Han-gil.
What is the best way to find a partner as precious as a pearl? In doing business, one can face countless challenges. Today's challenges exist, and new ones may arise tomorrow. There are so many difficulties. That's why not everyone manages to reach success. Success isn't for everyone. But who owns it? Those who are mentally prepared to face and overcome difficulties can succeed. However, if one of your partners gets on your nerves, you might resentfully question, why do I have to deal with this person? And end up falling in the pit of failure. You all have people around you whom you don't like, right? Some dislike their sponsors. Some dislike their partners. And eventually, some even switch lines. Those kinds of people will inevitably come across individuals they don't like, no matter where they go. That's why you shouldn't try to avoid the difficulties you're facing right now. It's important that you have the determination, courage, and reason to overcome any problem that comes your way. Not everyone possesses the quality of a pearl. If every shell contains a pearl, then pearls wouldn't be considered precious at all. Natural pearls are found. But one way to find those pearls is by opening all the shells. You will need to dive into the sea, collect all the shells in baskets, and open each one of them. Then you will find pearls. The best way to find a partner as precious as a pearl is by bringing in many people and observing their work. However, what if there's no pearl? Just throw them all away. How can you just do that? Because the sea is vast and there are many shells. What I'm saying is that the world is wide, and there are plenty of people. You can keep recommending the Atomy business to as many people until you find your pearl. However, you must carefully open each shell, believing that there's a pearl inside. Otherwise, you might risk discarding a shell containing a pearl. That's why you need to do your best for everyone. It's about giving your utmost sincerity. Keep in mind that consistently reaching out to many people guarantees the discovery of pearls. When I first started, there were only 4 of us. Over a span of 3 months, I made 250 phone calls to get these 4 people to join Atomy. Consistent meetings over 3 months led to the recruitment of these 4 people. Many came and went. But these 4 grew to 15 million members. In network marketing, it is understood that many people come and go. But what does it take to succeed? Success isn't about having no one leave. Success is achieved when more people are coming than leaving. No one who left has become rich so far. If someone can become rich elsewhere, other than Atomy, then let them go. Why waste your time on them? Among those who remain, many have become wealthy. Then you have to stay, even if others leave. Some of those who leave might have been potential partners, but they could also be leaving for something better suited for their personality. Some find this business suitable, while others do not, even after trying it out. For example, does everyone become a soccer player after kicking a ball a few times? No, right? Among them, some truly enjoy soccer and even become soccer players, while many others, after kicking a ball, realize they're not cut out for it. The same applies to the Atomy business. Does everyone who starts the Atomy business settle in and succeed? That's not the case. Even if some people leave, you should stay with Atomy and continue on the path to success. There's a gap between reality and your vision, right? It takes courage to overcome this gap. There may be criticism from those around you, so you need the courage to overcome it. It's good for you to approach the business with such a flexible mindset. One essential aspect is committing yourself to those who stay till the end, striving to ensure their success. That's the mindset that you should have.
And with that, we come to the end of our very first Good Morning Atomy. I sincerely hope you found today's program informative, motivating and enjoyable. While Good Morning Atomy may not take place every month, please remember that our monthly Atomy news will always be there to keep you informed and connected. Until we meet again, I wish you all continued success, good health and much happiness on your journey with Atomy. Thank you for joining us and see you next time. Bye!